Let's see. Is there a Mr. Mess here? Mr. Mess, the principal will see you now. Oh boy! So, Mr. Mess, tell us about your qualifications and why you should get this position. Wait, what was the question again? Well, I'm a strong believer in hands-on activities. I'm a strong believer in hands-on activities, which is why I'm sure you'll be thoroughly impressed. How to fart a poem. You know, kids are into rhyming these days. They're into that tic-tac, or is it TikTok? You gotta put music in your lessons. Kids will love it. And that's why I'm the best teacher for this job. What's up, everybody? This is Cecilia Tames with the Game Plan Educational Solutions. And, teachers, summer is here. And bless your heart if you're a summer school teacher. But in today's video, I'm sending some quick love to all you teachers that are out there looking for your dream job. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 5 steps to finding your dream teaching job. Believe it or not, y'all, it is possible. Now, if you're interested in finding out how to find your dream job, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell to let you know every time that I post a new video. Low key, just to let you know, it's on Saturdays. But when you do this, it pushes this video up further in the algorithm, showing it to other teachers who may need this as a resource. So also make sure you watch until the end of the video, because I have a little surprise for all you fine folks that are looking for a teaching job right now, to help you keep your thoughts organized so that you don't have an interview kind of like the one you saw at the beginning of the video. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so step 1 to finding your dream job. So step number 1 is all about doing your research. If you want to have your dream job, you got to know what you want. What are you looking for that could possibly make you feel fulfilled as an educator? Is there a particular district you want to work at? Is there even a particular campus you want to work with? A particular group of students? And I don't say this to be discriminatory against working with any type of students. I think that you have to be passionate about the group you're trying to reach. Myself personally, I love working with at-risk populations because I feel like I can talk their lingo. I feel like I have the gift of breaking down a topic or content to the point where they can understand it. You know, some of my colleagues and coworkers are so gifted at teaching, advanced students. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. They're masters at that. So again, it just comes down to personal preference and what you want, what you feel you have to contribute. Because ultimately, if you're honest with yourselves, those students will get the best of you. They'll get the best of your effort, the best of your talent, of your skill. So do your research. Ask yourself, are you willing to commute? What are deal breakers for you when looking for a school to work at? Is there anything in particular that in the physical space that you would need? Would you need them to be handicap accessible, etc.? So again, ask yourself the tough questions. To help you with that, I do have, again, a surprise at the end, so make sure you watch until the end. So what I want to know is, what is one characteristic that you look for in your dream job, in your dream school? Comment below, let me know. I want to know, what would make you happy, what would fill your needs. Let's go on to number 2. Okay, so once you've done your research and you know what school you're looking for, what district, what area, what would be the ideal situation for you to be in, you want to, of course, apply, right? But not only that, you're going to take a hint from my old rule book over here. you will write an email to the principal introducing yourself. Okay. Now, some people do this, some people don't. But I feel like now, because some interviews are actually taking place online, it is more essential than ever for you to make a connection with your potential employer. The other thing, it just gives off a more personable vibe, right? As in, you're genuinely interested, you've heard great things about the school, what you could contribute, please keep me in mind, that kind of deal. So, jumping back to my story, I emailed one of the principals, and believe it or not, do you know what she told me? Years later, and I was losing hope because it was already the end of summer and I hadn't been called for an interview even. And she was like, I remember that you had sent a letter. The letter, she said, the email made me remember you. So y'all write that email. Spell check it. Please spell check it. Okay? Make it look good. Do your thing. So that's number 2. Number 3, prepare for your interview. You want to practice, number 3, you want to practice interview questions. As a person having been on several hiring committees, some of the most common questions that are asked during an interview are the following. They're going to ask you about your educational and work experience. They're going to ask you your strengths, your weaknesses. They'll give a person a scenario and they'll ask you to resolve it, or they'll ask you, well, who would you attend to first? Let me give you a hint. In the teaching world, it's always the student, right? Their needs are their top priority. They might ask you if you're familiar with certain programs. So again, when you're doing your research in step number 1, also make sure when you research that campus, see if you can check out their website and see if they have a certain program that they're implementing or strategy, etc. They might ask you to present a model lesson. If you need an idea for a lesson to use in your class, check out, I don't know, it's going to be somewhere on the screen, but check out the link I attached about slavery in colonial times, and it includes all the materials, and also it includes the lesson plan outline of how to teach this lesson in your class. But they'll also, so make sure you have a lesson prepared, always, always, always for the win. Make sure it's student-centered. Okay, so aside from all that, they'll probably close the interview by asking why they should choose you as the best candidate. Now, this is not a time to be humble and shy. So whatever skill, talent, experience you bring to the table, drop it on them, okay? Because do you want that dream job or don't you? Make sure that you just want to have a rehearsed idea of how you want to respond. Practice possible interview questions. Do it in front of your cell phone camera. Rehearse it in front of a relative or a family member. You just want to be able to speak off the top of your head. This isn't a theater audition. Just speak frankly, but not too frankly. Step number 4, be personable. Well, I'm not a social person. I'm an introvert. That's okay. With quarantine, all of us have become introverts, okay? I myself am an introvert. I need to recharge my people batteries. So it's okay if you're not an extrovert. It's okay if you're not this huge bubbly person. The most important things that studies show is that an employer always seeks in any relationship that you are forming, people want to know that you are warm and that you are trustworthy. If you can get those 2 characteristics across, you got this. You do want to make sure you don't forget manners, right? You want to make sure that you speak slowly. You want to make sure that you got some good vocabulary busted out, right? Just very sophisticated. You want to sound like you know what you're talking about. They want you to have qualities and characteristics that would make you good with students. And you just want to showcase that. So be personable. Even if you're doing an interview on camera, because again, a lot of interviews are taking place on Zoom and Google Meets and Hangouts and things like that, you want to make sure that you try your best before the interview, find out where the camera is. Make sure that you make eye contact with the camera, because then it's like you're having a conversation. Step number 5, the most important step. One of the most important steps of all, okay? Along with the positive mindset idea, you have to know that you went in there prepared, that you practice your interview questions, that you introduce yourself even before the interview, that you were personable. But after your interview, you have to let it be. Do not spend the entire afternoon chewing your nails raw, wondering whether or not you're going to get the job. Because again, you have some skills, you have some talents that maybe that school needs, okay? Believe in the fact that you did your best, okay? You got to be like, who wouldn't want me? And you got to keep saying that to yourself. Well, what school wouldn't want me? And you also have to understand that sometimes if we don't get our dream job or our dream position right away, it's okay. I don't want to say that something's meant to be. I don't know if you believe in that. I certainly do. But I feel like when something is meant to happen, it will totally just happen for you. The other thing is, my first year teaching, I did not get an 8th grade social studies position. I got a 7th grade Texas studies position. But I did learn a lot my first year teaching, and it at least put me on the campus in the school district I wanted, that would eventually later have an opening the following year, that would catapult me into the grade level and the subject area that I originally wanted, okay? And just to prove to you guys that you shouldn't stress about things, that sometimes life is so bizarre that we are put into where we need to be. After my first year teaching, at the end of the first year, we were having that whole economic crisis in 2010 or something like that. I don't know. It was nuts. But basically, a lot of first year teachers got cut. And I had a pink slip already telling me that I was going to be laid off. My contract was not renewed for the following year. Dun dun, the end, right? And I feel that because I approach things with such a positive mentality of like, hey, you know what? That's cool. I got to teach at a district where I wanted. I learned a lot this first year teaching. And 3, what's the magic phrase? Who wouldn't want me on their campus? And even with a notice that I wasn't getting rehired the next year, boom. I knew I was meant to be there. I was really passionate. I had a positive belief. And one of the teachers in the 8th grade department happened to retire. The teacher who taught history in 8th grade decided to move to that new subject area, which left an open spot for me after I was laid off, you guys. So when I tell you don't stress, believe me, don't stress. If you have ever had a crazy story like this where you were just meant to be somewhere, hey, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what it was. So again, that's proof to you that good things can happen if you keep a positive mindset. Now, the good stuff. You've been seeing me refer back to this fantastic sheet that I have over here. And that is because I will be including in the links below a checklist for you to go over as you prepare to find your dream teaching job. So it gives you ideas of potential interview questions. It gives you little tips and strategies about how to stay in a positive mindset. And I feel like it'll help you stay organized when you are searching for the criteria that you would like in a dream position and a dream job. So all the links to that will be included below. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you found it helpful, if you found it insightful. Again, and make sure you share it with a fellow teacher who might be job hunting for their dream position right now. And hit the notification bell for our next video. Until next time, class dismissed.